So I just want to apologise about the lighting. This isn't very good lighting in this car, but I just thought I'll still go ahead and make this video because the important thing is the content. And I just want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers, and thank you to everyone that leaves a comment on my channel, that takes time to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. So what I want to talk about in this video is 9 behaviours that can destroy family relationships. And the reason I've cut it to 9 is because when I was thinking about this video, I could literally have listed loads more, but I decided to cut it down to 9. And I'm not going to talk about all of them in depth. I'm going to talk about some of them in depth, and then I'm just going to give you the list. So the first one that I've put on this list, and I have written it down, is creating unnecessary drama. So in a family dynamic, there is always going to be different people playing different roles, and that's another thing I'll talk about in a minute. And if you have 1 or 2 people in the family that create drama, it can have a massive impact and destroy the whole family unit as a whole. Now, this drama can either be someone bringing in drama, whether it's their drama that they're bringing in so that the focus has to be all on them, whether it's drama that they're creating between themselves and one other person, or whether it's drama that they're creating amongst the whole family, so they're causing some sort of issue. That can involve gossiping, that can involve targeting, scapegoating, lots of ways of doing that. So that is a behaviour that you have to look out for, and you have to stamp it out immediately. The second one on the list is playing a role, like a saviour role or rescuing role. So if you have a situation where someone is always coming in on their white horse, or, you know, with their cape, and they're coming in and rescuing, the perception from the family is that we're in trouble and we need this person, and this person is the good guy or the good girl. They come in and they rescue, when actually it's quite disempowering. If you have one person, especially in a family of adults, and that the adults are involved in mature conversations, the adults have got their issues and they're working it out together, and then this person just comes out of nowhere and gets involved, it's not necessarily a good thing. They will see it as a good thing because their agenda will be to be the rescuer. Their agenda will be to look good. So what they're doing is disrupting the natural order of things so that they can look good. And so to me, it's a behaviour that can destroy family dynamics. The third one, I've got too many on here, is sabotage and making other people look bad. So we've talked about it from a perspective of someone being a rescuer, coming along and making themselves look good. The second part to that is making other people look bad. That can be humiliation. It can be control. It can be through just pointing out flaws in that person, criticism, perceiving things in a certain way so that other people are going to think she's the bad person or he's the bad person. It's a very manipulative tactic that is used, but it really can destroy family relationships. The fourth one is constant criticism. So if you're in a family situation and there is either one, or maybe sometimes it's more than one person, and they're constantly criticising, whether it's one person in the family or a number of people in the family, it can destroy the family unit. Criticism is never a positive thing. Constructive feedback is positive because we all need feedback, but criticism is never good, especially if it's coming from a bad place. And if you have people within your family that are constantly just criticizing the weight, criticizing the way someone looks, you know, taking things quite personally, getting to that level, criticizing what people do, what they say, anything really, it can have a massive impact. And if this happens over time, over a long period of time, it can destroy the relationships in the family. I'm going to talk about a few more. I'm not going to extend on some. So the other things include poor leadership. So that would be the head of the household not taking control of the household, dismissing someone's feelings, targeting and scapegoating. And what I do want to talk about, the final one, is conditional love and acceptance. So not unconditional, but conditional. Actually, I'll talk about dismissing someone's feelings as well. So conditional love and acceptance is a behaviour that has no place within a family setting. A conditional love and acceptance means you only love someone under certain conditions and you make that known. So you're saying to this family member, if you toe the line, sometimes you won't say it actually, it will be done unconsciously. So what the family members will know is that if they behave in a certain way, if they agree with what this certain members of the family say, if they act in a way that seems acceptable, then under those conditions, you will receive love, you will be accepted, you will get our approval, you'll be fine, you'll fit in with the family. If you come outside of that box, there's going to be consequences, and it can be done in a subtle way. The consequences might be that you are made to look bad. The consequences might be that you are excluded. The consequences might be that you don't get to see certain relatives, so you might not get to spend time with your nieces and nephews. But the underlying thing is you haven't accepted the conditions, so I'm not going to love you anymore. And the final one, as I've said, is dismissing someone's feelings. This is a really destructive behaviour. So if someone thinks they're right, or if someone thinks that someone's feelings are not valuable, they will dismiss them. And the way that it's done is if you're constantly being dismissed all of the time, oh, what you're saying doesn't make sense. You're being oversensitive. You don't know what you're talking about. Even if it's I'll give a good example. I can have discussions with certain members of my family now. As a trained counsellor for 11 years and a trained social worker for 20 years and a coach and a supervisor, meaning I supervise other counsellors, I know that I have certain knowledge. I don't know everything. Nobody does. But if someone wants to have a discussion with me about depression when I've studied it for 11 years, or someone wants to talk to me about counselling approaches based on their knowledge when they're not counsellors, then to me, how can you dismiss what I'm saying? You can say that you don't agree with my perspective on that, because not all counsellors will, but you can't have a discussion about the origins of depression or some of the things that I know I'm an expert in. Whereas in this type of family dynamic where there are people who want to look good and people who have to, no matter what, want to be right, they will never acknowledge that. So they will never say, do you know what, I'll take on board what you've said because you are a counsellor and you work within this field, but I don't agree with that aspect because, I just don't agree with it. That's fine. This is a behaviour that is very undermining. So the cause of it and the intention is to make yourself look good again and other people look bad. So if you're part of this family dynamic where there are behaviours that are slowly destroying the relationships between you all, you have to take action. You can't just leave it and let things go. The action might be you have to walk away. The action might be you tackle it head on with the people. The action might be that you tackle it with other members of the family. Maybe you go to the head of the household, whatever way, but it's not going to just change, because some of the behaviours are either going to have continued for a long period of time, or there's a reason that they've continued. So you have to think they're not just going to change. So I hope you found this video useful. I'm trying to kind of keep these videos succinct and a bit shorter, under 10 minutes really. But what I will do is I will probably look at a few of these areas in more detail. Please feel free to like, to leave any comments that you might have, to share this video if you feel it will benefit someone, and to subscribe to my channel if you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. Bye.